go. Good evening, Jarrell sports fans, and welcome to tonight's contest between your Jarrell Cougars and the Trojans from Troy as we get set to start game number 2 in District 10 3A action. Hello, everybody. I'm Michael Francis alongside me tonight, Thomas Montemayor, to bring you tonight's action. Both teams come into tonight's contest 3-2, and both teams are Jarrell 1-0 in district and Troy 0-1. And we will take just a moment for the national anthem. You're listening to Jarrell Cougar football on SHN Sports. Again, I'm Michael Francis alongside Thomas Montemayor as we get set for the coin toss and determine who will receive and get this thing started. We're excited to have Jarrell football back on SHN Sports, and we welcome you to our broadcast tonight. It's a beautiful Friday night in Jarrell, Texas. The sun is set behind us, the lights are on, and we are getting ready to get set here in Jarrell, Texas. Captains on the field.
Jarrell has won the toss and is elected to defer.
Just want to let everybody know that due to UIL regulations, we cannot live stream the video, but you will hear the audio tonight. The video will be available tomorrow due to UIL restrictions for live broadcast of Friday night football. Jarrell will be kicking off.
Identify our kicker for Jarrell will be number 6, Jesus Perez, who is a junior here at Jarrell High School. Looks like deep back for Troy. The numbers are kind of hard to see. Number 22, Cody Kaminsky, and number 21, Zach Parsons. Jesus is getting set to kick off. It's a deep kick, fielded by number 21. Makes the move, and he's going to be brought down at the Troy 25-yard line.
Troy comes up to the line. Quarterback under center, pitches back to her Bassick. Bassick around the corner for a 3-yard gain. Well, actually, they spotted the ball for just about a yard gain. 2nd and 9 from the 26. 11:48 left to go. The pass over to C.J. Allen. Gets down the middle of the field. Picks up the first down. About a 22-yard gain. And there is a flag on the play. Face mask against Jarrell. So we thank you for tuning in and listening to Cougar football on SHN Sports. 15-yard penalty will be added on to the end of the catch, and now the Troy Trojans finds themselves at the 38-yard line with a 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle to Bassick. Bassick spins his way down to, it's like the 31-yard line, or kind of in between the way the umpire is standing.
But it looks like it's good enough for a Trojan first down.
Trojan first down. 1st and 10. They spotted the ball on the 27. 11-12 to go. Handoff up the middle to Bassick, and he's horse collared down. I'm surprised they didn't call a penalty on that, but he picks up another first down and finds themselves 1st and goal to go. And the Trojans moving really quickly here with their first possession in the first quarter. James Wright under center. Hands off to Bassick to the left. He's in for the score. Touchdown for the Troy Trojans. They take a 6-0 lead here early in the first with 10:41 left to go in the first quarter. Trojans line up for the PAT. is up, and it is good as it splits the uprights. Kick made by Zion Henry Evans. 7-0 Trojans here in the first. That was rather quick score for the Trojans.
Looks like it took like them a minute and, what, 19 seconds?
It didn't take long. It's, yeah, a minute and 19 seconds.
Well, that big personal foul,
That face mask.
That helped along the way. I mean, you give up free 15 yards, they're going to do something.
Set to receive for Jarrell. Number 21, Joseph Crathers. And I will give you the other one here in just a moment, as soon as I can see his number.
I'm willing to bet that's going to be number 22, Jasper Compton. He's the one that's been back there with Corrales all season long.
Crathers and Compton set deep to receive. Number 42, Bo Workman, set to kick off for the Trojans, left to right. Compton has it, or Crathers has it, stumbles. He gets to the 37-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Cougar 37.
This Cougar offense over the past couple of weeks have been firing pretty good.
Cougars line up in spread formation.
Got an early flag.
And
no, it looks like we're going to
called
have
a timeout. Jarrell calls a timeout to get things started here in the first. We'll take this opportunity. SHN Sports would like to thank Booth This Way. Bring life to your party with photos from Booth This Way. Photos from Booth This Way create enjoyable memories that will last a lifetime. Jarrell special, 4 hours for only $400. This includes unlimited 2x6 prints, a USB memory stick, and an upgraded backdrop. For more information, visit bootthisway.com. That's bootthisway.com. A special thanks to Wayne Turner and Booth This Way for your general support of Jarrell Cougars football. Charles Wera set to take the snap for the Cougars.
That's Aaron Hernandez.
That's Aaron Hernandez. Did I read the wrong number?
Aaron Hernandez is the quarterback, number 2.
Be a false start on Jasper Compton. I see now. His jersey, the shoulder pad looked like number 11, and that's what I was picking up. It's just 2 stripes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I'm with you now. So number 2, Aaron Rodriguez, set to take the snap, and Jarrell yet to run a play. Pass over to Aaron Garces in the flats. Was short and incomplete, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 15 for the Cougars. Ball on the 32-yard line. 10:32 left to go here in the first. Snap back, the throw over through the hands of Garces. Incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd and 15 from the 32-yard line. Cougars trailing the Trojans 7-0 here early in the first. Cougars line up in the shotgun. Rodriguez set to take the snap. He has it, steps back. The throw up the middle to Garces complete. And he moves left. He is going to be sacked and brought down by Ricky Guardiola here from Troy.
Looks like Aaron Hernandez is wobbly. Looks like an ankle injury.
Timeout called by Jarrell. Cougars on the move. Here in the first. They're trailing 7-0 to the Trojans. There's 8:49 left in the first quarter. Ball spotted on the 39-yard line.
We're just going to have to go without a crowd mic.
We'll just have to, we'll try to get that taken care of. I think it may be a bad cord, or maybe it's pinched or something. We'll try to get that taken care of so we can bring you the halftime show, and you'll be able to hear the both bands play. Snap back to Rodriguez. The throw in and out of the hands of Garces. I'm going to make a correction on that. Number 14, Anthony Brown, now in at quarterback for the Cougars. Hand off to Crothers, and he's around the corner, and he picks up.
No, he fumbled the ball.
Did he fumble it?
He fumbled it. It was recovered by the Trojans, who will take over at their own 30-yard line.
What? That was a bang-bang play. I didn't see the ball come out of his hands. Out of the hands of Crothers and into waiting Trojan defenders. Trojans first and 10 from the 31. Moving left to right on your radio dial. Official time is called. And I believe that timeout is going to be charged to the Trojans. Trojans leading 7-0 here in the first. 8:38 left to go in the first. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank Prime Computers. Prime Computers is excited to be a new part of the Jarrell community. We're easily located next to Sphere Realty on Sunterra Boulevard or online at primedcomputers.com. From virus removal to hardware repair, we hope you will choose Prime Computers for your computer needs. Riley Cosper under center. He hands off to number 34, and he is off. He is off to the races. Say goodnight to it, folks. Sam Jones takes it all the way to the house from the 31-yard line. 69-yard run for Sam Jones and the Troy Trojans. Troy lined up for the PAT. It's up. And it is no good. It's off the foot of Dylan Yates, I'm sorry. The Trojans now take a 13-0 lead over the Cougars here in the first with 8:24 remaining in the first. Turnovers are costly. I want to thank Thomas Montemayor for working through our technical difficulties to get our crowd mic working properly again.
I think I fixed it.
Crowders and Compton back deep to receive as Bo Workman gets to kick off to the Jarrell Cougars. Hey, tell you what, Thomas, looking over at Bo's a pretty big old boy.
Yeah, it looks like he's about 6'6", 6'7".
He is a big kid. Total letter. The kick is up. It's waved off. A fair catch by Anthony Brown. Jarrell will take control, and the ball looks like it is going to be spotted at the 30-yard line. It's hard to tell. I can't. Penalty called on Troy. It may be a re-kick. Looks like offsides on the Trojans. And so the ball will be spotted at the 35 after the penalty is assessed. First and 10 for the Cougars. Brown takes the snap from the shotgun. Compton picks up 4 yards on the handoff up the middle. Second down and 6. Snap back to Brown. Throw over to Garces. And he is picked up the first down. And they drag him back. First and 10 for the Cougars. Injury timeout on the field.
Oh gosh! What?
Cougars ready to get things going once again. Anthony Brown from the shotgun. Compton to his left. Takes the snap. It's a bad snap. Brown falls on it, but he loses about 10 yards on the bad snap. Second down and 20. For the Jarrell Cougars. Cougars moving in the wrong direction. Snap back to Brown. Handoff to Compton, who is swallowed up in the backfield, and he'll lose another 3 yards.
It looks like that Jarrell offensive line is just getting dominated right now.
Second down and 23, 6:39 to go. Ball spotted at the 35. Brown steps back, throws over to Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons picks up about 5 yards. That'll bring up third down.
That looked like a deep pass for only 5 yards.
It did, didn't it?
So we're on fourth and a mile.
You got it.
Yeah.
Fourth? Is it fourth already?
Yeah. Looks like Jarrell's going to step back and go ahead and punt this ball away. Deep back for the Trojans going to be number 21, Zach Parchman.
Bad snap. But Compton gets it off. And it looks like they're going to get it roughing the kicker. So we could sort this out. That would most likely be an automatic first down. As the officials sort through this. Roughing the kicker is the call.
15-yard penalty with an automatic first down? Or?
Well, I guess they're going to re-kick. I don't understand what just happened. Compton kicks this one back. Bassick receives it. He's over the 30 and brought down at the 37-yard line. It'll be about a 12-yard return for Bassick. The Trojans take over on their own 37. First and 10 for the Trojans.
That's pretty weird to have a penalty and not move the ball at all.
I don't understand that. I would have to have that explained
I mean, even if
to me.
If you don't get a roughing the kicker, you get running into the kicker, you still got to go 10, 15 yards.
Riley Cosper under center for the Trojans. He takes the snap. He hands off to Bassick. Bassick picks up about 2 yards. Be second down and 8 for the Trojans. Trojans leading the Cougars 13-0 with 5 minutes left to go here in the first. Beautiful night for Friday Night Lights. Cosper hands off to Bassick. Bassick is through and he's off to the races. Down to 20, the 10, a 5-touchdown Trojans. But there is some laundry on the field. Could be a holding call.
Pretty sure that's going to be like a chop block on. We have number 4 who's banged up in here.
Holding on the offense. So that will be coming back.
negated a 61-yard run.
Yep. Spot foul. Oh, wait. Let's see. It's back to the original line of scrimmage. Interesting. Spot foul brought it back about to the line of scrimmage, original line of scrimmage. Second down and 8 for the Trojans. Pitch back to Bassick to the left, and he picks up about 7 yards.
Kid's got some good stamina for running 61 yards and coming back and taking the very next handoff.
He really does. Bring up third down at about 3. Third and 3 for the Trojans. Cosper under center. Snap to Bassick, and he's met right at the line. In fact, he's dropped just behind the line. That'll bring up a 4th down. 4th down and 4. For the Trojans. And it looks like that they are going to go for it. Sam Jones back in the game. Cosper keeps it. The pass down to number 42. I'll have a name for you here in a moment. And he picks up the first down and then some. He makes it down to the 7.
Bo Workman.
Bo Workman, the kicker. I should have picked that up right off the bat. Workman picks up the first down. He gets the ball all the way down to the 17-yard line of the Cougars. 1st and 10 for the Trojans from the 17-yard line. 2:56 left to go in the first, with the Trojans leading 13-0. Cosper under center, hands off to Bassick. Bassick through the middle. He jukes around and gets down to the 3-yard line. 14-yard pickup for the Trojans. Bassick has been a workhorse in this first quarter.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think I read some of the stats. He's averaging like 200 yards a game.
Snap back to Compton, hands off to Bassick. It's out of bounds. I said Compton, it meant Cosper. Be a loss of 1. Second down and goal to go for the Trojans. Cosper under center. Bassick the lone setback. And he is brought down behind the line. He's tackled right at the 6-yard line. A loss of 2 on the play. That'll bring up third down for the Trojans. Third and goal to go with the ball setting at the 6-yard line. Snap back to Cosper. He rolls right. Throw to the end zone to Workman. It's in and out of his hands. And that'll bring up 4th down. Field goal team comes out, and that'll be Dylan Yates. to kick the field goal. Be a 24-yard field goal attempt for Yates. Cougars defense holds, keep the Trojans out of the end zone. Kick is up, and it's no good. It hits the bottom of the upright and bounces back out. So the Cougars hold and send the Trojan offense packing.
That's a big stand for the Cougar offense to allow 13 quick points within the first quarter.
Absolutely. 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go. The Cougars take over on downs with the ball on the 6. Deep in their own field, own end of the field. I guess there's a penalty on the play. Did you see that?
I didn't see a penalty.
They're walking yardage off, and the ball is set at the 20. I guess if you kick a field goal inside of the 20, it goes back to the 20, kind of one of those new rules. Like if you...
Is it almost considered like a touchback? Almost out?
It may be. It may be. One of those new rules. You know, it's like if you a fair catch inside the 20-yard line, they'll move it up to 25. Flags are thrown, usually indicative of a false start, and indeed it is. That'll be back the Cougars up 5. First and 15 from the 15 for the Cougars. Rodriguez back in at quarterback for the Cougars. Snap back to Rodriguez. I think there was some confusion between Garces and Crothers as to who was going to receive the ball. They were both in the same place at the same time.
It kind of looks like Carruthers ran in front of Garza and destroyed his view.
Second down and 15 from the 15 for the Cougars. Rodriguez in the shotgun takes the snap. Throw just beyond the hands of number 24, which is the one player we don't have a name for. That'll bring up third down with the Cougars deep in their end zone, and another penalty has been assessed. I'm assuming it was an offside, and that was a free play. Second down and 10. Ball's handed off to Crothers, and he picks up the first down. He chugs and chugs, dragging a bunch of Trojans, and he picks up 14 yards and a first down.
That was a good, powerful run by the sophomore.
First and 10 from the 34. 21 seconds left in the first. Crothers in motion. The throw from Rodriguez over the hands of Garces. And that'll bring up second and 10. With 14 seconds left in the first. Cougars line up. Rodriguez working exclusively from the shotgun. He hands off to Compton. Compton spun around and slung down. as he just barely gets back to the line of scrimmage.
It looked like they had him for a loss, and he just kept fighting and fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage. These Jarrell running backs are putting the team on their back and definitely trying to keep them in it.
They really are, especially on this possession. That's the end of the first. And your Cougars trailing the Trojans 13-0. But what a great defensive stand, Thomas, on that last Trojan possession for the Cougars. The ball resting at the 3-yard line, and they were able to keep the Trojans out of the end zone.
Yeah, that's a definite positive outcome that they need, especially since that defense was getting beat up.
Defense definitely seeing a lot of time out there on the field. Team swap sides, and Cougars will be now traveling left to right. Third down and 10. Rodriguez has it to throw over to Garces up the middle. He has it, and he breaks free. He's down to the 40, down to the 30-yard line for a Cougar first down, and a late flag is thrown. I am not sure exactly why. Did you see anything, Thomas?
No, I didn't.
The officials discuss it. We'll have the ruling here in just a moment.
Personal foul against Troy.
Oh, the referee gave the wrong indication. He indicated that it was against Troy, and it was against Jarrell. And that'll back Jarrell up 15 yards. That'll be first and 10 from the 46 of the Trojans. Triples right. Rodriguez hands off to Compton. Compton will lose yardage. Loses about 2 yards as he's tackled in the backfield. Second down and 10 for the Cougars. Or second down and 12, my apologies. Rodriguez has a snap. The throw is intercepted. Number 5, he has it, and he returns it down to the 19-yard line. That would be Tyler Jarrell of the Trojans. And I'll tell you, it's a rough start to the second here.
Well, it looks like number 10 for the Cougars just wasn't even looking for the ball. It's like he was just running around and didn't even look back at his quarterback.
Trojans, first and 10 at the 20-yard line. Cosper under center, or Bassick in the backfield. Handoff. And the pass, and the fade, and there's going to be a pass interference penalty against the Cougars as he was all tangled up in the receiver.
We have another late flag come in.
That pass was by Ben Presley, number 2. We'll see the variety here, maybe half the distance.
Well, it was in the end zone, so it is half the distance to goal.
So, ball was at the 20. That would make it 1st and goal to go.
Jarrell itself is flicking itself right now.
Making a lot of penalties here in the first half. Cosper hands off to Bassick. Bassick spins around and breaks tackles. He picks up about 3 yards. Second down and goal to go. The ball right at the 7-yard line. Cosper under center. Pitches back to Bassick. Hands off to Presley. Presley trying to get around the corner. He spins out of the tackle. And he is tackled by a whole host of Cougars.
It's always good when your defensive end stays at home and doesn't take the play down.
Looks like Presley may have lost a yard on the play. Third and goal to go with the ball on the 11. Cougars doing a good job of defending their end zone.
A stop here will be big for the Cougars after the turnover.
Cosper hands off to Sam Jones. Sam Jones up the middle to the 4-yard line. That'll bring up 4th and goal to go. The ball on the 4. And the Trojans will go for it. Cosper under center. Bassick, the lone back. The direct snap to Bassick. Ben Presley rolls around, throws back to Cosper, who gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans. Cougars have been doing a great job, and as that play unfolded, it was hard to tell where that ball was going, and it ends up back into the hands of the quarterback as he scores the touchdown.
You know what I noticed this year, ever since New England and Philadelphia did the pass back to the quarterback in the Super Bowl last year, there's been a lot of teams doing that.
Cosper in the shotgun, snap back, he rolls right. Throw to the end zone to big Bo Workman, and he picks up the 2-point conversion. 21-0. Trojans with 8:41 left to go in the first half.
.41 left in the second quarter. The Cougars are down 21-0. The Trojans are getting ready to kick off. They are going to be moving, kicking off right to left, with the Cougars going to be trying to move the ball left to right. kick. It's a short kick. It's going to be taken by Anthony Brown, who's going to surrender himself. At the Cougar 38-yard line. The Jarrell Cougars are wearing their royal blue jerseys with white stripes, white letters and white numbers with white pants with blue stripes down them. The visiting Troy Trojans are in all white with maroon letters and numbers, maroon helmets. First and 10 at 38. Aaron Hernandez in the shotgun formation. It's going to be a screen pass to Jasper. Jasper's going to, looks like he's going to gain maybe a yard, moving the ball to the Cougar 39-yard line. Bringing up 2nd and 9. We're going to have trips right, single wide receiver to the left. Looks like Jasper's going to be the lone running back. Aaron takes the snap. Aaron keeps it himself. He's up the middle. He's going to be hit hard at what appears to be the Cougar 46-yard line. Bringing up 3rd and 2. Twins left, twins right. Joseph Carruthers in. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Jasper takes it up, and he's going to be undercut at what appears to be the Trojan 49-yard line, moving the Cougars into Trojan territory. Just over 7 minutes left in the second quarter. We're going to go trips left, single wide receiver to the right. Jasper's going to be your lone back. Aaron Hernandez takes the snap. He's looking to pass. Pass is thrown. It's going to be off the hands of number 7, Joseph Schamberger.
Rodriguez has it, hands off, I believe, to Cratters. No, it's Compton. Some paperwork taken care of. Appreciate your patience. Rodriguez sacked in the backfield. Ricky Guardiola off the left end.
It's looking like it's going to be a turnover on downs.
First and 10 for the Trojans. Ball is spotted on their own 46-yard line. Riley Cosper in the Trojans offense, set to get things going. With 5:34 left in the half. Cosper back. He overthrows his receiver. He was looking for Bo Workman.
And the bad thing about it, he was wide open. So if he would have connected, they had an easy touchdown.
Yeah, he would have been to the house. That's for sure. 2nd down and 10 for the Trojans. Caleb Owens, the lone back, takes the handoff from Cosper. He's around the right side. He picks up 5, 10, 14 yards on the run. We'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Ball spotted at the Cougar 41. Trojans leading the Cougars 21-0 with 5 minutes and 7 seconds left in the first half. Snap to Cosper, he hands off again to Owens. Owens picks up 3 yards on the carry, right up the gut. 2nd down and about 7 to go. Cougars kind of reeling here in the first half, Thomas.
Yeah, which, I mean, I don't know what's going on. The past couple of weeks, they've been really, really dominant.
Cosper in the shotgun. Steps back to pass. Throws over to Workman in the flats. He makes the catch. That'll be a pickup about 15 yards. First and 10. Ball spotted at the 22. 4:21 left here in the first half, with the Trojans leading 21-0. Second down and 10 for the Trojans. Cosper under center. Drops back to pass, is over the head of Blake Kapelka. That'll bring up 3rd and 10. Third and 10 from the 22. Trojans just outside of the red zone. 4:09 left in the first. Cosper from the shotgun. Takes the snap. He puts this one up in the air. It's in and out of the hands of Ben Presley. And that will bring up 4th down. 4th and 10 from the 22. Cosper stays out on the field. Kapelka brings in the play. Owens the tailback. Snap almost over the head of Cosper. It's in the hands of Tyler Jarrell. He will be short. He picks up approximately 8 yards, and the ball will turn over on downs.
Once again, that Jarrell defense has come up with a huge stop. deep in their own territory.
Their red zone defense has been good tonight. Turnover on downs. Jarrell will take possession. With the ball spotted at right about the 14-yard line. 3:54 to go in the half.
Jarrell's got 3 minutes and 54 seconds to actually put some points on the board to get them some kind of momentum going into halftime, because they do get the ball back.
They have really struggled offensively, making a lot of mistakes, self-inflicted wounds with penalties. Rodriguez short 2. Schamberger. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 14. Penalties will consume you, and they're doing that to the Jarrell offense, and they've made some big penalties here in the first half. Rodriguez from the shotgun. He hands off to Crathers. Crathers around the left side, and he will lose about 3 yards on the play.
No, as a running back, you running east to west is not going to gain you any yards. At some point, you're going to have to turn it up and go north. You sitting there just running sideline to sideline, that's not helping your team. That's only hurting your team.
3rd and 13 for the Cougars. Rodriguez takes a snap. He's looking for a receiver deep, and it's through the hands of Anthony Brown. That'll bring up 4th down and 12. Snap is back. Compton kicks this one off. And it takes a Trojan bounce, and it's headed back upfield right in the middle of a bunch of Cougars just watching it bounce backwards.
I don't know what was going on. They were like, oh, what are we supposed to do with that ball?
1st and 10 for the Trojans. Ball resting at the 21-yard line. Finally, a player was heads up enough to jump on the ball as it was.
As it backpedaled 20 yards.
Yeah, he probably went back.
A good 20 yards.
Yep. Cosper has it. He's running around.
He's in trouble. He
to the right.
just throws it up.
He throws it up, and it's almost picked off if it wasn't for the heads-up play of Tyler Jarrell to break the pass up. 2nd down and 10 for the Trojans. 2:52 left in the first half, with the Trojans leading the Cougars 21-0. Tonight's contest is a district contest between these two teams. District 10 3A. Cosper in the shotgun. He takes the snap. Throws it in the end zone.
Almost picked off again.
Short. Almost picked off by.
Appears to be number 29.
Is it 29 or 24? 29, Brian Franco.
That's 29.
Yeah, Brian Franco is who I have on there for that number. 3rd and 10 for the Trojans. Cosper hands off to Bassick up the middle, and he's close to a first down. I believe that he picked it up.
You know, the Trojan offense has really struggled without Bassett in the lineup. When he was taking a breather for most of the
Officials called timeout. It looks like maybe they're going to actually come out and measure it. You know, Thomas, I think this is the first time all season long I've actually seen them bring the chains out on the field. First down is indicated. I was kind of concerned they were going to bring out a slip of paper.
What was it? What was it that one year? A folded up note card?
Yeah.
I forgot what game that. I think that was in a Steelers game or something.
Yeah, it was a pro football game. They brought that out. That'll be 1st and 10 from the 11. For the Trojans. Cosper under center for the Trojans. He's back to pass, rolls left, in and out of the hands of Steven Stanford. And he was in the end zone. It was in his hands. And it falls to the ground. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. With 2:04 left in the half. Trojans up to the line, 2nd and 10. Cosper under center. He hands off to Bassick through the right side, and he will score. 10-yard, 11-yard run for Bassick. And the Trojans have taken a 27-0 lead here in the first half. Dylan Yates on to kick the PAT. Trojans line up. The snap is back, and it's bobbled, and it is on the ground. Cougars pick it up, and they're going to advance it. He don't think he's going to be caught. That is number 54, and he's going to take it to the house. Matthew Arnold picks up the botched field goal attempt, extra point attempt.
There's no laundry on the field, so it will stand.
And I believe that's 2 points for the Jarrell Cougars.
Yes, it is. Well, I mean, it's only fitting that defense has been playing its heart out.
It really has.
So for them to come up big with 2 points shows exactly how hard this defense has been playing.
And they faced the whole stable of running backs for the Trojans, and they've got some big old boys running that ball, toting the mail, and the Cougar defense inside the red zone has been a wall. And they break through on the PAT and pick up the fumble and take it back for 2 points.
That was a nice run by the linebacker, Matthew Arnold.
Trojans trail by 25, and they will receive the kick. 1:57 left in the half. Maybe that will give the Cougars a little bit of momentum. And offense can get out here and get some things going and put a touchdown on the board and kind of get some momentum going their way coming into the second half when they will be receiving the kickoff. Big Bo Workman comes on to kick off for the Trojans. He puts toe to leather And it will go into the end zone, and the Trojans or the Cougars are happy to let it do so. And that'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 from their own 25 for the Cougars. 1:57 left to go in the half. Friday night lights in Texas. It doesn't get any better than this, folks. For the halftime, we will bring you both bands. So stick around for some halftime entertainment. Rodriguez throws over to Schamberger, and it falls incomplete for no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 for the Cougars. Rodriguez has the play, the snap back from shotgun. He hands off to Compton up the middle. He picks up about 6 yards. That'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
Minute and 30 and ticking left in the half.
Third down and 4. Ball spotted at the 31-yard line. Ball's on the ground. It's a botched handoff. That'll be a loss on the play. And it looks like that it will now be 4th down and 12. Self-inflicted wounds, Thomas, for the Cougars tonight have been the story of the first half.
Yeah, and that's weird because, I mean, after their first loss of Whitney, like, they've really pretty much controlled the turnovers and the self-inflicted wounds. But tonight, I mean, it just seems that they have came back to bite them.
Offensively, they have not been able to get on track. 1:03 left to go in the first half. 4th and 12 with the ball resting at the Cougar 23.
Looks like Anthony Brown's going to take over quarterback job for the Cougars again. Seems that Aaron Hernandez has re-injured his ankle.
Compton on to kick. Flag thrown. Punt's in the air, and it's booted by a Cougar defender as the ball will be spotted at the Cougar 45. So it'll be ruled a dead ball, as it was inadvertently kicked by a defender. The Trojans take over at the Cougar 45. Cosper and the offense of the Trojans back on the field. Cosper working under center. Or Bassick in the backfield. Cosper play action to Presley. This is down the field and over the hands of Steven Stanford. Incomplete. Stanford trying to appeal to the umpire to get that pass interference call.
I think a lot of these kids watch too much NFL.
The referee says he's not buying any of it. 2nd down and 10 for the Trojans. Cosper hands off to Bassick over the right side. Flag thrown on the play. Or Bassick picks up about 14 yards. And I have a feeling this is going to come back, Thomas. I think this is going to be a holding penalty.
Yes, it was.
That'll back them up. It'll be 2nd down and 20. For the Trojans, and that'll put them back on their side of the field. 2nd down and 20 from the Trojan 45. 36 seconds left to go in the first half, with your Cougars trailing the Trojans 27-2. Cosper under center. He's back to pass. Rolls right, trying to find a receiver. He finds Tyler Jarrell. Ends up getting the ball out of bounds. He picks up, it's like 14 yards. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 6. A little more manageable distance for the Trojans, Thomas. 3rd and 6 from the Cougar 41. Cosper from the shotgun, or Bassick to his right. Twins left. Cosper passes over to Owens. Owens has it. Picks up the 1st down. Timeout is called. He's to the 25, or actually the 26-yard line of the Cougars. "17 seconds left to go in the half. Ball on the Cougar 26. 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Trojans leading your Cougars 27-2. Friday night lights, folks. Football time in Texas. Jarrell High School, located just off of I-35 here in Jarrell. Trojans make their way back onto the field. The Cougars do the same. 1st down and 10 for the Trojans. Cosper lines up in the shotgun, this time with her Bassick to his left. It'll be a false start on Brady Mays of the Trojans. That'll back them up 5. That'll set the ball to the 31. 1st and 15 from the 31. "17 seconds left to go here in the first half, with the Trojans leading the Cougars 27-2. Trips right for the Trojans. Cosper in the shotgun, drops back to pass, rolls right, looking for a receiver, and he will just run out of bounds. He'll pick up about 3 yards on the play. bring up 2nd down and 12. Ten seconds left on the clock. Ball resting at the 28-yard line of the Cougars. Cosper again in the shotgun, or Bassick to his right, trips left. Snap. Cosper delivers. And you're just not going to believe this play, folks. It was a pass to Presley, who then laterals to Bassick and gets the ball down to the 2-yard line with 1 second left on the clock. Cosper has it, spikes it. Time runs off with 1 second gone. It's 1 second ticked off the clock. I'm not sure why they just didn't do a quarterback sneak. And that's the half. I think he thought he had more time on the clock, Thomas.
I think so. I mean, I don't really know what they were thinking because, I mean, he didn't get out of bounds. So, I mean, technically, does the play clock stop when they get the first down, or is that how it works in high school football? Does the clock stop?
I think if it's within 2 minutes, that it does not. I think the clock keeps running. So we're at the half, folks, with the Troy Trojans leading the Jarrell Cougars 27-2. Reflecting back on the first half, Trojans with their opening drive just ground and score with, what, a minute and 19 seconds into the game?
Yeah, it was a minute and 19 seconds in the game. And, I mean, you know, yeah, the Cougars had the personal foul face mask on that, which helped give them 15 yards. And from there, the Trojans just took off.
Yeah, they just took off. I think Jarrell just seemed kind of stung by it, and or Bassick just one run after the other and takes it into the end zone. And the extra point was made, and after that they came back and scored again, and but they missed the extra point.
Well, they scored 13 on that long run by number 34 for Troy.
It was Owens.
Was his name Owen?
Sam Jones.
Sam Jones. Yeah, he had that long run, and I mean, from there, like you said, they missed the extra point, and the Cougars have yet to get any kind of offense started. I mean, they got 2 points on the board, which was given to them by their defense, who has really been playing hard. But, I mean, yeah, your defense gave up 27 points, but you got them on the field, what do you say, about 70% of the time in this first half?
And so it's just been self-inflicted wounds. It's been penalties. It's the offense has virtually been ineffective. There's been a couple of sparks with the running backs between Crothers and Compton, doing some tough running back there. Rodriguez has been a little short on his passes. He's thrown it over the hands of his receivers. A few times his receivers missed the ball, but they've yet to get anything consistently going here on offense tonight versus the Trojans. And so now they set back. Lone spark of the night was the linebacker, Matthew Arnold, picking up the botched extra point attempt and running it all the way back down the other end of the field for 2 points.
Yeah. So
that's been the lone highlight tonight for the Cougars.
Yeah, and I mean, to me, that alone speaks for how hard this defense has been playing tonight. I mean, you know, we counted 3 red zone stops tonight. So right. I mean, this game could easily be 48-2 right now.
It could easily be. It could easily be. Well, we're at the halftime, folks, and the bands are on to play. But before we get started, we want to recognize Booth This Way. Bring life to your party with photos from Booth This Way. Photos from Booth This Way create enjoyable memories that will last a lifetime. Jarrell Special, 4 hours for only $400. This includes unlimited 2x6 prints, a USB memory stick, and an upgraded backdrop. For more information, visit bootthisway.com. That's bootthisway.com.
A special thanks to Wayne Turner and Booth This Way for your generous support of Jarrell Cougars football. We would also like to thank Prime Computers. Prime Computers is excited to be a part of the new Jarrell community. We're easily located next to Sphere Realty on Centera Boulevard or online at primecomputers.com. From virus removal to hardware repair, we hope you will choose Prime Computers for your computer needs. And with that said, folks, we're going to let you enjoy the halftime entertainment here in Jarrell, Texas, as the Trojan and Cougar bands play. And we'll be back in a while. You're listening to Cougar Football on SHN Sports.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Michael Francis alongside Thomas Montemayor as we bring you Jarrell Cougar football here on SHN Sports. We hope you enjoyed the halftime performances of the Troy Trojan Band and the Jarrell Cougar Band. A beautiful Friday night here in Jarrell, Texas. And Thomas, we got to hope that Coach Davidson was able to talk to his players and help them to make the necessary adjustments that they're going to need to coming back in this second half.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need to make some big adjustments. I mean, being down 25 is not necessarily hard to come back in the second half, especially with the way this defense has been playing. But at the same time, your offense has to move the ball, and the defense cannot give up any more points to give this Jarrell Cougar time to get back in this game.
The defense is, their backs are against the wall, and you're against the wall with a good Trojan offense. Our Bassick has just been lights out every time he's practically touched the ball. I think maybe one or two carries he carried for a loss, but he's had enough gains that you wouldn't even notice those losses. The Cougars break through the helmet and are out on the field, and the Troy Trojans are about to come out of their inflatable. And we're set to get the second half action going here. in Jarrell. Teams are ready to go, and we're set to get things back underway here in Jarrell. Good crowds on hand tonight, as the stands are full of Cougar fans and Trojan fans across the way. Filled up that stand pretty good. It's not packed out, but it's...
Well, I don't know if you're familiar with the area, but Troy is not really that far away from us. I think it's like a 30, 45-minute drive.
Yeah, it's kind of up 35 on the other side of Waco.
No, it's on the other side of Temple.
On the other side of Temple? Okay.
Yeah, it's right after Temple. So, I mean, they're not far. So, I mean, it's, you know, a few miles down the road.
Kind of a close rival.
Yeah, the biggest rival for Jarrell is, you know, the short drive down the road to Florence. That's always been a big rival for Jarrell. So, looks like we're underway. There goes Workman with the kick. It's going to be fielded by Compton. Compton looking for some running room, and the ball's popped out, and it looks like the Troy Trojans are going to take over.
And the woes continue for the Jarrell Cougars as they lose possession.
You know, that's
on the
definitely
return.
that's definitely not how you want to start the second half.
Hold on just 1 second. I'm thinking the officials said his forward progress was stopped. And indeed they did. Because when I saw it, the ball was up in the air, and
yeah, I did too.
The officials ruled that his forward progress was stopped, and so Jarrell maintains possession. They have the ball at the 32-yard line, 1st and 10. Handoff to Crowders. Crowders around the left side to the 42-yard line. Yeah, they keep moving forward. They give him the 43-yard line. So that'll gain of 12. That'll pick up the first down. It's 1st and 10 for the Cougars.
It looks like senior Anthony Brown is going to take over for the Cougars at quarterback.
Snap back to Brown. Throws out to Schamberger. Ball squirts through his hands, incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Ball on the 43-yard line. The Cougars 43. 2nd and 10 with 11:41 to go in the third. Snap back to Brown. And he falls down with a low snap, and he tried to regain it and lost his footing. That'll be a 5-yard loss on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down and 15. And as I mentioned, the woes seem to continue. Looking for the Cougars to get on track here offensively in the third quarter. Brown takes it again, a bad snap. It's rolling on the ground. Brown rolls right. He's looking for a receiver. It's through the hands and into the hands of number 5. This is going to be a pick 6. Tyler Jarrell with the pick 6. That was through the hands of the receiver and into the hands of Jarrell. Made a couple of juke moves, and to the house he went.
You know, that was kind of a busted play from the beginning. Anthony shouldn't have tried to force that ball. He should have just thrown it out of bounds and take the loss of down and try to regroup. You know, instead you throw a pick 6, and you're digging yourself deeper and deeper in a hole at this point.
Yates on to kick the extra point. This one is
no good.
Wide left, no good, and the score will remain 33-2.
That's a tough start to the third quarter, Thomas.
Yeah, what it looks like, that offensive line coach is not going to be happy because, I mean, you got 2 bad snaps back to back.
Right.
You know, I mean, as a long snap, as a shotgun snapping center, you cannot afford that.
No, you really can't. And that last one looked like it hit something. I don't know what's back there for it to hit.
I mean, unless it hit his tailbone coming out. I mean, unless he was sitting down a little too far, but
right, maybe that could be it.
Or either that, or when he hiked it, he dragged it across the ground and just lost it.
Trojans lead 33-2. 10:52 left in the third quarter. As Bo Workman gets set to kick off. Compton and Crowder's back deep for the Cougars. As we get things back underway. Toe to leather. This is booted back.
You got to get
Bounces
that's a
in
live
front
ball.
of Compton, and it's off of Compton and bounces around the ground, and Crowder's heads up, falls on it to keep from turning it over.
You know, why would you let that ball bounce in front of you like that? And then watch it. Do these kids not know on a kickoff that is a live ball? If Troy went down there and grabbed it, that's a turnover again.
Yep.
That's like a long onside kick.
1st and 10 from the 31. Cougars traveling right to left on your radio dial. Snap back to Brown. He's the keeper up the middle. He slides in. He'll pick up about 6-7 yards. 2nd down and 4.
You know, it looks like Troy's starting to come after the new quarterback.
Snap back to Brown. He hands off to Crowders around the left side. He's going to pick up the first down, a gain of about 11. First and 10 from the 46-yard line of the Cougars. 10-11 left to go in the third quarter. Snap back to Brown. Passes out to Crowders to the right, and he is going to be dropped for a loss. Looks like about 4 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down and 14. Brown in the shotgun, snap back. He hands off. No, it's a keeper. He faked me on that.
He faked the whole Troy defense. They actually thought Carruthers had the ball, and they wrapped up Carruthers at the 35-yard line. Then all of a sudden you see Anthony Brown running down the thing. They're like, oh.
He gained 7 yards. Or actually more than that.
You know, that's third down and
11 yard, yeah. Gained.
Quarterback keeper again. You know, he gained 3 yards there. You're looking at fourth and 1 at the Trojan 45. I say you go for it.
Yep.
What do you got to lose? You're down 33-2.
In the middle of the field.
You know, line up and let your offensive line play smash mouth football, and let's go get the first down.
Well, looks like Coach Davidson agrees with you. Brown in shotgun. Takes the snap, steps back, throws out to Johnny Fitzsimmons.
No, that's
Schamberger, and picks up the first down. About a ten-yard completion. Looks like they're going to walk off some penalty yardage.
That's a personal foul. That's 15
That's
yards.
15 yards right there. I'm thinking maybe a face mask, but I did not see the indication.
I didn't see it either. Well, the Troy coach wants an explanation. Let's see if we can see what he's going to. No, he's not going to make an indication.
1st and 10 from the 20. Snap back to Brown. Looks to the left. He finds Schamberger open, but through the end of the end zone.
You know, I think this is the first time the Cougars have been in the red zone. Am I correct? The 20-yard line?
I think that is correct. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Cougars at the 20. 8-12 left in the third. Backs to left and right as Brown keeps through the right side of the line. He will pick up
gain of
about 5 yards. That'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
I think though with the quarterback switch and Anthony Brown taking over, it seems like he's giving this offense a little spark.
Making the adjustment here, and they're definitely moving the ball. Snap back to Brown. Hands off to.
That's Carruthers. That's going to be a Cougar first down.
That's going to be a Cougar first down. Looks like he's to the 6-yard line.
This offense is starting to move the ball pretty good this drive. Now, if they can just control the self-inflicted wounds, it'll be worth it.
There is some laundry on the field, and the Cougars are moving back. It's a hold. That'll be a 10-yard penalty. Ouch. That'll move the Cougars back to the 25-yard line. That'll bring up 1st and 15. Or actually, reset it 3rd and 15. Brown back in the shotgun. Compton to his right. Twins right. Twins left. Steps back to pass over the hands of Schamberger. Incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th and 15. Well, that's kind of what I thought it was too. I hear coaches in the next room because I thought, how did I lose a down? We'll wait to see. There's some confusion as to the down. Shows 4th down on the field. Brown has it, drops back to pass. He puts this one up in the air. This is going to be over the hands of Schamberger. It wasn't even close. And that falls incomplete.
We got laundry on the field.
Looks like a hold.
Personal foul.
He's been ejected from the game. Not sure who was ejected. It may be Nate Aguilar.
I think that's who it was, the center.
Timeout called by the official to talk to Coach Davidson. Clarify why the player was ejected. and not given a warning. Usually they get ejected if they make 2 personal fouls, but he's being ejected having only 1. And if that's the case, that's going to be assessed, and they will rerun the play, I assume, unless that's a loss of, unless it was after the play. The Cougar defense is on the field. The turnover on downs with a 15-yard penalty assessed. That'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Trojans at their own 40. Cosper under center. He takes a snap and hands off to Ben Presley, but I believe there's going to be a false start on the Trojans.
I'm still wondering why that young man was ejected.
I really don't know. I never saw a clear indication by the referee. I just saw the ejection, a personal foul and the ejection. It didn't really indicate what the personal foul was. 1st down and 15. Cosper to the line. He's under center. Hands off. To Caleb Owens. And Caleb Owens picks up.
Number 23 of Jarrell made a
14.
shoestring tackle to save the touchdown.
Yeah. That'll bring up 2nd down and about 1. Cosper hands off to Owens over the left side. He will pick up the 1st down. The 5-yard gain for Owens. First down and 10 from the Cougar 46. 6:16 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Trojans leading the Cougars 33-2 here in Jarrell. Cosper under center. Takes the snap. He hands off to Owens again right up the middle. He will be stopped for a gain of 1.
We have Laundry on the field. Appears to be a hold. Yep.
Holding is the call. That'll bring up 1st and 20. First and 20 for the Trojans at their own 44-yard line. Cosper under center, takes a snap. Ben Presley in motion. That's going to be another 5-yard penalty for false start. That'll bring up 1st and 25 from the Trojan 39. Trojans going the wrong direction.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe that's the kind of break that Jarrell needs and can get fired up to do something.
Well, defense is definitely getting a little bit of rest here between all these penalties. 5:33 left to go in the 3rd. Ball on the 39. 1st down and 25 for the Cougars. A snap to Cosper. Ball's handed off to
That is going to be Sam Jones. Sam Jones picks up about 5 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down and 20. Cospers rolls to the right, passes out to Bo Workman. That'll be a 14-yard gain and bring up a much more manageable 3rd down and 5. Third down and 5 with the ball on the Cougar 41. Oh, yes, 41. Cosper under center. Presley in motion. He hands off to Sam Jones. Sam Jones up the middle. He's past the 20, down the 14-yard line for another Trojan 1st down. First and 10 from the Cougar 14 for the Trojans, and this is where the Cougar defense has really been strong in the red zone. Cosper under center, takes a snap. He hands off to Owens. Owens up the middle. And he's still driving. Finally, forward progress is stopped. It looks like he picks up about 8 yards on the play. Second down and 2 for the Cougars with the ball on the 6-yard line. 3:41 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Cougars trailing 33-2 with the Trojans threatening. Cosper under center. Owens, the lone setback. Cosper takes a snap, hands off to Owens up the middle, and he's over the goal line and picks up the touchdown. Cougars trailing 39-2. Injury timeout on the field. So we saw through the replay why the player was ejected from the game, and it was a needless penalty. When you
one thing I can say about that young man is if you ever meet him, he's a real mellow, calm-tempered man. You know, it takes a lot to get him mad. So I'm pretty sure for that to get to that point, something had to been said.
Right. Oh, I'm sure. Plus, you're playing through frustration. You know, nothing seems to be working, and you know, not necessarily that these guys always have the purest words to say to each other.
Yeah.
Yates on to kick the extra point. Cosper is holder. Ben Presley, the deep snapper. Cougars line up to block.
Going to be a false start on the right guard. Will be Nicholas Salazar. Back them up 5, and Yates will try again. Snap back to Cosburn. Ball is down, kick is up, and no good. Like wide left, and he has struggled all night long to get the ball through the uprights.
And everything's been wide left.
Wide left, and well, don't forget that one time he hit the crossbar.
Oh yeah.
He's made one.
So that was
PAT
okay.
tonight.
So it was low on the field goal,
Mm-hmm.
and the 2 PATs that he's missed have been wide left.
Yes. You are correct, sir. .318 left in the third quarter with your Jarrell Cougars trailing the Troy Trojans 39-2. Compton and Crowders back deep to receive for the Cougars. Looks like Dylan Yates is on for the kickoff. Bo Workman has been kicking off. We're set to get it back underway. Yates with toe to leather. The kick is up. It's a shallow kick. Fair catch called for, and it's bobbled. Wait to see who has recovered. Indications are that Jarrell recovered, and they did. And that'll be 1st and 10 from the Cougar 37-yard line. Anthony Brown back out to lead his offense down the field. Crowther's in the slot. Compton in motion. Brown, keeper up the middle. He picks up 7. 2nd down and 3.
You know, I have to give Anthony Brown, the quarterback, credit. He's not taking too many hits. He's definitely sliding and surrendering himself instead of getting hit.
2nd down and 3 from the Cougar 44. Trips left. Twins right, empty set. Brown from the shotgun. Brown passes. Lands incomplete.
I'm not sure who he was throwing that pass to.
I think somebody had a blown assignment. That'll bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Cougars. Third down and 3 from the Cougar 44 with 2:29 left in the third.
False start, number 65 for the Jarrell Cougars.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Cougars. What was a manageable 3rd down has now become a 3rd and long.
Yeah.
Crowder's in motion. Compton to Brown's left. Pass
It's going to be good enough for the 1st down.
over to Fitzsimmons for the 1st down. That'll be a pickup of 10 yards. Time stops while the chains are set. 1:57 left to go. Brown throws this one away.
That should have been roughing the passer.
I'm not sure what happened on that one. I'd have to go back and look at the replay on that one. You know what happened, Thomas? Receivers were kind of standing around, and he ends up throwing it away. I don't know if it was a early snap by the center. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Cougars on that incomplete pass to number 24. Now, I meant to ask Took earlier if he had a name for that young man.
Number 24, I actually text our athletic director, and I have his name. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Snap back to Brown, a deep pass. Schamberger.
Looks like number 24 is going to be Charles Guerrero?
Charles Guerra? Yeah, I saw a Guerra on here earlier. He's listed as number 11 on the roster. That pass over the head of the intended receiver and Crathers. Compton back to punt. He just gets this one off. This one takes a Cougar bounce and is blown dead at the Trojan 22. .131 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Troy leading Jarrell 39-2. Ball will be spotted at the 23-yard line. First and 10 on the 23 for the Troy Trojans. Cosper under center, takes a snap. He hands off to Bassick. Bassick is stopped at the line for no gain. 2nd and 10 for the Trojans. Do love the community atmosphere of coming to towns like Jarrell and Lago Vista, Troy. Handoff from Cosper to or Bassick. Bassick through. He's into the secondary. He's through to the Cougar 40 where he goes out of bounds. It'll be 1st down, picked up by Bassick on a 40-yard run. First and 10 from the Cougar 39 for the Trojans. Cosper under center, or Bassick with a lone setback. Hands off to Sam Jones. Sam Jones is spun around and stopped. That'll be a 3-yard loss.
You know, that's a good open field tackle by James Wright, number 4 of the Jarrell Cougars.
Second and 13. Ball on the 42-yard line of the Cougars. 22 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Looks like Troy's just going to let it run down and take it into the fourth.
Cosper under center. Presley in motion. Takes the snap, rolls right. Makes the pass over to Sam
it's
Jones.
fumble.
Ball's on the carpet, and he rolls forward to Ben Presley. He gets on it. That'll be a Trojan first down at the 21-yard line. And that was a lucky roll to Presley. And that'll end the third quarter with the Trojans leading the Cougars 39-2. Well, we've seen some sparks from the Cougar offense, and Anthony Brown making some things happen with his feet. Still struggling to be accurate on his passes to get some receiving yards.
I mean, he's definitely given them a little spark, but, I mean, I think this Cougar offense has pretty much hung their head down. You know, I mean, they ride high, and then it's like they just start to fizzle out.
Right.
Which is kind of hard, especially when you want to come back and you got the talent to do it, but you're selling yourself short.
First and 10 from the Cougar 21 for the Troy Trojans. Cosper leads his offense back onto the field.
Old school I formation.
Cosper under center. Takes the snap, rolls right, looks for the receiver.
That's going to be a touchdown. That's a touchdown. He jumped right on the pylon.
Landed right on the pylon.
That is a touchdown in any level.
Trojans take a 45-point score, and they lead by 43.
You know, this Cougar offense has struggled all night to get the ball going.
Dylan Yates on to kick the PAT. Snap was
blocked.
bad again. It's into the hands of number 5. And that is going to be C.J. Allen. He's able to get it back out to about the 4-yard line before he was stopped.
That was a block PAT.
It was.
Their kicker struggled with the point after.
He hasn't been able to get, well, he got one through, and that's it. Trojans lead 45-2. Here at the start of the fourth quarter, 11:52 left to go in the quarter. Take 8 seconds off the clock to score that touchdown.
I mean, that was a pretty pass in the corner. I mean,
it was really, really close to being out of bounds.
Yeah, but the good thing about it is if you jump right on that pylon, it's a touchdown.
Compton and Crothers back deep to receive for the Cougars. Bo Workman back out to kick off this time. Yates got his lone shot to kick off. Workman back out.
Workman has toe to leather. This is going to go out of bounds at about the 15-yard line.
Where it comes out to what, the 35?
I believe that is correct. 1st and 10 for the Cougars.
No, they're going to re-kick.
Are they going to make them re-kick this time?
Looks like it's going to be a re-kick.
Yeah, we'll do this one all over again. You know, more and more here lately, the way rules have changed on kickoffs is you don't usually see them re-kicking.
Yeah, I mean, football has changed so much. It's like after the first one, they give you a re-kick, and then on the second one, they enforce the penalty.
Right.
Oh, they're kicking it from the 35. So the penalty was enforced on the re-kick, right?
That would be correct.
Because don't they usually kick, what, the 40 or the 45?
40. Workman puts toe to leather.
That's Compton.
Compton.
Swallowed up immediately. It looks like he made it to the 23.
And they definitely spotted it. Uh-oh, another penalty. Offsides on the Trojans.
So we're going to
Looks
re-kick
like
it
they're
again.
Going to re-kick it again. .11:44 on the clock remaining here in the fourth quarter. So they kicked off from the 35, and it looks like they're going to move them back another 5 yards, and they'll be kicking off from the 30.
This could actually work in the Cougars' advantage.
Workman lines up for the kick once again. He puts toe to leather. This is going to be more like an onside kick. And I believe Crathers has it. And he's tackled out of bounds at the 38-yard line. So that'll be Cougar ball, 1st and 10 from their own 38. It's a pretty good starting field position. 11:39 left to go in the game, with the Cougars trailing by 43. Anthony Brown leads his offense back on the field in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He hands off to Compton, who's around the left side, and he picks up right at 13 yards. That'll be a Cougar first down.
That's a bad spot. That's a bad spot. They're spotting the ball where he got contact.
1st and 10 for the Cougars. Snap back to Brown. He hands off to Compton. He's through the left side for about a 5-yard, 4-yard pickup.
That'll be 2nd down and 6. For the Cougars. Snap back to Brown. Hands off to Compton. Compton over the right side. Through one tackle. He's to the 40. And he picks up the 1st down. That'll be a gain of 8 on the play. But there's some laundry on the field. And it looks like it's going to come back. And it looks like they're marching off 10 yards, holding against the Cougars. That'll bring up 2nd down and 16. Second down and 16 for the Cougars. Brown has it. Pitches out to Compton to the left, and for a gain of 2. Make it 2nd down or 3rd down and 14. Brown picks up the signals. Crowder's slot right. Brown with the keeper up the middle for a gain of 5. That'll bring up 4th down and 9. Fourth down and 9 from the Trojan 48-yard line.
I mean, at this point, anytime you're past midfield, like everything is 4th down territory now.
9:26 left to go in the game. Cougars trailing by 43. Snap back to Brown. Sets back to pass. Throws over and intercepted by the Trojans. And that was picked off by Blake Popelka.
We have laundry, so
well, if Cougars leaving the field's any indication, it must be against them.
well, I think it was on the return. Yeah, see, blocking the back.
Is that what they indicated?
Yep. It was during the return, so that, I mean, Troy keeps possession of the ball.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. Gosper back under center. Hands off to Owens over the right side, and he just manages to get back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. 2nd down and 10 from the far hash. Probably look for, well, there's no clock running.
The play clocks are messed up.
Are they?
Yeah. The athletic director was telling me at halftime that somebody's on the same, because they're done through radio frequency.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody's on the same frequency as our time clocks, and he thought it was us, but I told him we stream through the internet,
Right.
and not through FM. So I'm thinking Schoolboy, I think, streams on the radio, so I think it was them.
I see. 8:04 left to go in the 4th. 3rd down and 8 for the Cougars.
Cosper under center. He'll hand off to Owens over the left side. He's through the left. He's over the 45 to the 43 for a first down. 1st and 10, Trojans from the Cougar 42-yard line. Ball is set at the near hash. Trojans moving the ball, running the clock. Caleb Owens, lone setback. Cosper hands off. He's over the right side. He's up for a gain of 5. It'll bring up 2nd down and 5. For the Trojans. SHN Sports would like to take a moment to recognize our sponsor, Booth This Way. Bring life to your party with photos from Booth This Way. Photos from Booth This Way create enjoyable memories that will last a lifetime. Jarrell Special, 4 hours for only $400. This includes unlimited 2x6 prints, a USB memory stick, and an upgraded backdrop. For more information, visit bootthisway.com. That's bootthisway.com. A special thanks to Wayne Turner and Booth This Way for your generous support of Jarrell Cougars football. Gain up the middle. We'll bring up a 3rd down and 1 for the Trojans. We'd also like to thank Primed Computers. Primed Computers is excited to be a new part of the Jarrell community. We're easily located next to Sphere Realty on Sunterra Boulevard or online at primecommuters.com. Carry over the right side by Zach Patrick. That'll pick up another Trojan first down. From virus removal to hardware repair, we hope you will choose Primed Computers for your computer needs. We'd like to thank both of our sponsors for their generous support of Jarrell Cougar football. First and 10 for the Trojans from the 26-yard line of the Cougars. 5:06 remaining in the game. Cosper hands off to Patrick up the middle for a gain of about a yard. That'll bring up 2nd down and 9. The Trojans content to just run out the clock. 4:39 left to go in the game. Ball at the Cougar 25. Cosper under center. He hands off to Patrick once again. Patrick picks up about 3 yards. We'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Trojans. Cosper under center. Pitches out to Patrick. Patrick through the right side. He's stopped short by the Cougar defense. Picks up.
Looks like about 4th and 2.
Yeah, it's about 4th and 2. Fourth and 2 for the Trojans. Ball at the 18-yard line of the Jarrell Cougars.
2:56 left on the clock. Trojans will go for it. Cosper under center. The botched play is going to be a fumble. That'll be a turnover on downs. And a loss of 2 on the play. First and 10 for the Cougars from the 22.5-yard line as they set the ball at the far hash. Seeing a few fresh faces out on the field for the Trojan defense. A lot of these guys you've seen play both ways tonight for both teams.
Yeah. Some of these guys are playing old school Iron Man football.
I did it back in my days. 2:37 left on the clock. First and 10 for the Cougars. Brown keeps, and he just is stacked up in the backfield. That's a loss of 5. Bring up second down and 15 for the Cougars. (45-2), Trojans lead. Brown from the shotgun. Crowder's in motion. Brown hands off to Crowder's around the left side. He is spun around and slammed down and loses another yard on the play. That'll bring up third down and 16.
Carruthers needs to realize he cannot run east and west. You've got to run north and south.
Third and 16 for the Cougars with 1:30 left in the game. Ball resting about at the 18-yard line. Brown in shotgun, trips right. Hands off to Compton, I believe. Compton picks up close to 9 yards.
That was a tough 9 yards.
That'll bring up a 4th and 6 with about 35 seconds left on the clock. As the Cougars will go for it. Crowder's in motion. Snap to Brown. Hands off to Compton up the middle. He'll pick up the first down. And picks up about 15 yards on that carry. Clock down to 15 seconds. Trips left. Schamberger, the lone receiver, to the right. Brown with the keeper. He's up to the 50. He's over the 50 to the 45-yard line as the clock runs out. And that'll be the ball game. As Jarrell drops their first district loss of the season to the Troy Trojans by a score of 45-2. Not a whole lot to say on this one, Thomas.
It's been this game was all about the Troy Trojans. You know, that running back number 21 for him, I mean, it was his show.
Oh, he was a workhorse. And number 34.
Yeah.
He had that 69-yard run back in the first quarter.
Their running backs were just having their way with the Jarrell defense, you know, but struggled their offense struggled when they got in the red zone. The Jarrell defense did stand up and handle theirs.
They did. They had some good takeaways from the game. Their red zone defense was effective. I think they just got worn down and tired from being out on the field as much as they were. Offensively for the Cougars, they just couldn't get on track. They couldn't get anything started. Incomplete passes, penalties, after some good gains to negate those gains, and you couldn't build any momentum on that. And unfortunately, that didn't bode well for the Jarrell Cougars tonight as they take one on the chin from the Troy Trojans.
Yeah, when you got self-inflicted wounds, you take yourself out of the game. And with as many penalties and stuff that they had, I think it pretty much killed any momentum they were trying to establish.
Well, stay tuned for next week, folk, as Jarrell will make the trip to Cameron, and they will take on the Yeomen of Cameron Yo High School. And Yeomen, a perennial powerhouse in the 3A classification, and a tough district opponent. These same Trojans lost to Cameron Yo last week. So the Jarrell Cougars definitely have their hands full with Cameron next week. So we will be back on the air at 7:30, broadcasting from Cameron next week, myself and Thomas Montemayor. Again, we would like to take this opportunity to recognize our generous sponsors who were able to get us back on the air and bring you Jarrell Cougar football. We would like to recognize Booth This Way. Bring life to your party with photos from Booth This Way. Photos from Booth This Way create enjoyable memories that will last a lifetime. A Jarrell special, 4 hours for only $400. This includes unlimited 2x6 prints, a USB memory stick, and an upgraded backdrop. For more information, visit bootthisway.com. That's bootthisway.com. A special thanks to Wayne Turner and Booth This Way for your generous support of Jarrell Cougars football. We would also like to thank Primed Computers. Primed Computers is excited to be a new part of the Jarrell community. We're easily located next to Sphere Realty on Sunterra Boulevard or online at primedcomputers.com. From virus removal to hardware repair, we hope you will choose Primed Computers for your computer needs. Well, Thomas, it's been enjoyable. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for the Jarrell Cougars, but we're glad to have Cougar football back on SHN Sports.
Oh, yes, indeed.
And we look forward to bringing you the rest of the season of the Jarrell Cougars football 2018 program. For Thomas Montemayor, I'm Michael Francis, and we wish you a good night. Thank you for listening to Jarrell Cougar football on SHN Sports. We'll see you next week. Good night, everybody.